Good morning, and thank you for joining us today for our information session about our Masters in Intellectual Property. My name is Sarah Dorner, and I am the Assistant Dean for Graduate Admissions and International Outreach at the University of New Hampshire Franklin Pierce School of Law. We are an ABA accredited law school with a top-ranked IP law program. So our school was founded by inventors and entrepreneurs about 50 years ago, really to be the law school for the information age. And since that time, we have also been trailblazers in online education at law schools. Our online legal graduate program launched around 2014. And then in 2019, we launched the first in the nation hybrid JD program, which is specialized in intellectual property, technology, and information law. And with me today is a current student in our Master's in IP program. So Sujay, I'm going to just have you take a moment to introduce yourself and share a little about your background.
Hello, everybody. I'm Sujay. I'm currently an MIP student at UNH. My background is electronics engineering. That was in India. And then after my engineering, I worked as a patent engineer for around 4 years. And that's when I decided to do my master's in IP because I needed that additional knowledge in patent law. And that's how I'm here to do my master's.
Thanks, Sujay. And you're nearly done. So commencement is next week. And I think you said you have just one paper left. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So congratulations. You are in the home stretch now.
Thank you so much.
Let me go on. Okay, so just a little context about where we're located. So our school is actually the only law school in the state of New Hampshire. And it's about 1 hour north of Boston, Massachusetts. So New Hampshire is a lovely state. It's ranked the #6 state to live overall and the #2 safest state. Although I think I saw that some new rankings were out and we're maybe #1 for safety now. So it's really a beautiful location. We do experience all 4 seasons here. But we have kind of like a little bit of everything. So there's some cities that you can get access to. There's mountains, there's the Lakes District. The seacoast is under an hour away. So just a beautiful place to be, especially for people who enjoy the outdoors. Our law school is walking distance to kind of the main street downtown area of Concord, and they host a number of wonderful community events throughout the year. Last week, the weekly farmers market started up again for the season. There's a multicultural festival every year. At Halloween, they do a special night where all the shops give out candy and there's a bit of a parade. There's market days coming up at the end of June, which is a fun event. And then at Christmas time, we have Midnight Merriment where all the shops stay open until midnight. So lots going on there. Sujay, I think you said that you spent a little bit of time that you found Concord to be fairly easy to get to places such as Boston and New York.
Yes, yes. So I got a chance to go to Boston during some of the breaks, I think the spring break. And then also during the winter break, I could travel to New York City. I was there about for 3 days. And it's just a 3 hour bus from here, which is very convenient. And New Hampshire being close to these cities is really nice because you can travel during a break and visit these cities.
I think what we tend to hear from students is because I really think of our law school as really located in a neighborhood, like a residential area. There's a park right next door. So what students tend to say is that, particularly our students coming from bigger cities, is that it's a bit of an adjustment at first, but then they really enjoy that there's not too many distractions, but that a major city is not too far away for when they want to be able to enjoy the nightlife and whatnot.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so we'll jump into a little bit more about the Masters in IP. So this program is really designed for students who do not already have a law degree, but who do have a bachelor's degree in another field. Oftentimes our students are engineers, scientists, business professionals, But the list really is expansive. We've had students who have more art backgrounds come through the program before in marketing. So we don't restrict, there's no specific major you need to have had. The program is really open, but it does require a bachelor's degree. And it's a great option for students who are looking to earn a top-ranked U.S. legal education in areas that advance the global information economy. You'll have the opportunity to learn about IP legal issues in industry and policy. And we do have both on-campus and online options available to students. So I'll share a little bit about our on-campus program first. So in this program, you are required to be a full-time student here in the US. So students will come on the F1 student visa typically. The program begins in August, and then as we had just shared for Sujay, he'll be graduating in about a week's time. So it ends in May. All students in this program will take some introductory classes in the American legal process. There is a legal research course that's required. And then in our online program, students take an international and comparative IP course. And then you have flexibility to choose your IP electives and even more general electives. So you'll see that there's a list of electives here, and students need to choose at least 3 classes from that list. And then you really have the flexibility to take whichever other classes you'd like to take. So we offer a number of classes in kind of emerging and IP related areas such as sports law, media law, entertainment law, trade secrets, video gaming, cannabis and IP, art law. There's a rather expansive list of classes that you'll have a chance to choose from. Sujay, do you want to share a little bit about the courses you took and if there's one that maybe stood out as a favorite class?
Yeah. So I've taken obviously the required courses, American legal process and analysis, and then the legal research. These were more on the legal side, not that technical, I would say, or related to IP, but it gave an overall idea of the American legal process. And then apart from that, I think I took patent practice and procedure 1 and 2. So there are 2 parts to it, 3 credits each. You have to take, if you're taking that, you have to take one in the first semester and another in the second semester. And then also you have patent law, trademarks law, trade secrets law, and copyrights law. These are all the 4 forms of IP that's there. So I took all the 4 of them. And then also, apart from these main subjects, you could take technology licensing and IP management. Uh, IP management, I think the name says it, like it's how you would manage IP in probably a product-based firm or in a law firm and such kind of things. And of course, there's again ITTI, which is a clinic. I think that we'll be talking about it in the further slides. But yes, these are the subjects that were interesting. And my favorite subject here was patent practice and procedure, because here we got to learn about claim construction and prosecution and drafting patent application, which is what I did back in India. And now I got to learn uh, that in further detail. And I was being taught by professors who are really experienced in this field, who have like 20 years plus of experience, and they're actually adjunct professors, so they work and teach at the same time. So they're bringing in all of their experience to the class, which is very valuable for us. It's like me learning somebody's experience of 20 years to myself, and that's really great.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's a great point that you mentioned, that our faculty is really a mix of our full-time faculty, our academics, and then our real seasoned practitioners who can bring their real life experience to the classroom. So it's great to have a mix of both. Um,
Yes.
yeah, excellent. Thank you. And then, as I mentioned, we do have this program available in a fully online format as well. In this approach, you can enroll as a full-time student and complete the program in 1 calendar year, or you can enroll as a part-time student, and in which case you have up to 5 years to complete the degree. I don't think anyone has ever taken that long to do it. I think most students will enroll in this program on a part-time schedule, maintain full-time employment, and then typically finish the program in about 2 to 2.5 years. But you have the flexibility to adjust the pace as you need. And in our online program, we offer August and January start dates. So in this program, you'll see that there are some required courses, our International and Comparative IP, International Legal Research, and then a Fundamentals of IP course. From there, students have the option to choose between two different tracks. So we have a patent practice track and a copyright and trademark track. This does not mean that you can only take courses in these areas. You will still have the flexibility to take electives in other IP areas as well, but you can focus your studies in one of these specific tracks. And then I'll share this slide as just kind of a high-level overview of some of the IP tech and IP related courses that we offer. I think it's important to note that not all of these courses are available on campus or online every single year, but it gives you a good sense of the different courses that are available to you through our various programs, including our IP Summer Institute, which is a 1-week program where we tend to address hot topics and trending topics in IP. And then I will highlight, though, some of our unique experiential learning opportunities. So students can gain some hands-on experience through our legal clinics, where they will take on real casework under the supervision of licensed attorneys. So we have two kind of IP-focused clinics. The first is our intellectual property and transaction clinic, where students have the opportunity to help clients with strategic business ventures, and they'll focus on issues that pertain to business formation and organization, copyright and trademark registration and protection, licensing, and small business transactions. And one unique aspect of this course is that students will get a limited license to practice before the United States Patent and Trademark Office. And then the other clinic is our International Technology Transfer Institute. And in this program, students will be able to help countries transition their economies into innovation, IP, and technology. So this clinic really blends IP and international development with a focus on international capacity building. In the past, students have had the opportunity to partner with organizations such as the World Health Organization, the World Intellectual Property Organization, and the U.S. Department of Commerce, to name just a few. Sujay, you're in one of our clinics now, right? Do you want to talk about that experience?
Yes, so I'm a part of International Technology Transfer Institute. So this clinic gives me 4 credits as a part of my academics, and so like the 3 points that says that's shown here, uh, right now the first point says help countries transition economies into innovation, IP, and technology. So this year our country, we are focused on the African countries. So all the members in the clinic uh, get to pick 2 countries and work and do some research and try to come up with a strategic plan that's going to um, allow accelerated growth in terms of innovation. And also, we got to speak to some of the repo member states, which is like the African Intellectual Property Office. So yeah, that was a great course. That was a great clinic because we got to learn some of the concepts of IP management and how a country could grow based on IP, and how, if they prioritized innovation, how it could help them. So that was a lot of information, and it was really helpful.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
And I think you made a great point to highlight that it is a class that you take for credit, so it's part of your coursework.
Yeah.
Just real quick, I won't spend too much time, but there's so much that goes on here outside of the classroom as well. So we are having conferences, symposiums, and really like a week, I would say bi-weekly to monthly kind of IP speaker series where we're bringing in people from around the country and sometimes from around the world to talk on different issues. And that is organized through a professor here who is the faculty director of our IP center. And so there's been recent talks on small inventors looking out against corporate patent infringers, pharmaceutical trademarks and in-house IP career advice. So a whole bunch of different topics that you'll have the opportunity to participate in. Usually they serve pizza during those talks as well. And then just to mention as well that our students here are really supported. So there's a host of student success services that you'll have access to. So all students in the program will have an academic advisor who will help you really pick out the classes. And you can meet with them at the beginning of the program and then each semester when it's time to register to kind of talk through which courses are the best fit for you. Students are also assigned a faculty mentor, and they can also help a little bit with curriculum planning and career guidance. And then we have an academic success program that is really designed to make sure that you are successful as a student here. So they work on skills that you need to be successful in the US legal classroom, and they'll do this through group workshops and one-on-one support. And then we have an amazing career services office. They actually, the dean of our career services actually taught the American Legal Process course this year. So our master's and LLM students had a chance to really build a relationship there. But they will meet with students to work with you on your resume, cover letter, interviewing skills, networking skills. They are trying to find jobs and make sure you know about them. They're trying to help get your resume out there so that people know about you. And they'll work with our students, whether you're looking to stay here in the US to pursue optional practical training or looking to return to your home country and work there, they are here to help you. So Sujay, I know that you have kind of relied on some of their resources and worked closely. Do you want to talk a little bit about how they've helped you kind of prepare for the job market after your master's degree?
Yes, Sarah. So I'm working with Dean Sirota. He's a part of the career service office, and I think he has helped me uh, through each and every process of applying for jobs. Uh, uh, Most importantly, I think, is he reviewed my resume and tried to get into the details of it and try to understand where I'm coming from, what my background is, and how it's going to, help me get a job here. And also he would go through my cover letters just to make sure that I'm conveying what I need to say in the right way. And also, again, the career service office has a great network with the alumni. So they're always a useful resource in getting in touch with the alumni. And again, they always come up with events where you get to meet the alumni, and it's like a networking event. They would host something like that for the current students to meet the alumni and socialize and try to get in touch with them and connect with them.
And Sujay, you were actually fortunate to be here during our 50th anniversary celebration when we had a special breakfast for our international alumni who were in town and our international students. And then I think that the international alumni, there was a big party that night, and I think that they kind of snuck some of you, our international students, in with them, and it looked like it was a really great time, and some new relationships and connections were made. So that's great.
Yeah. Yes,
Um,
sir.
Sujay, I wonder if you could just share a little bit more about kind of why you decided to pursue this degree, how you found our program and the career value that you think it has offered for you.
Yes, Sarah. So in India, like I said in the beginning, I had done my electronics engineering, and I started working in an IP firm, where I was dealing with patents, and more particularly, it was the US patents. So most of our clients were from the US. Um, so I had some knowledge of the patent law, of the US patent law, like the basics, I would say, but it's not exactly law, but we kind of know the rules and some of the doctrines that are there in the law. We try to use them, in the services that we provide. But I always felt like I needed a little bit of uh, detailed knowledge of the IP laws or the patent law, and also patent drafting and prosecution. It's a skill that can always be improved. Uh, so that's when I think after three 3 years of experience, after 2 years of experience, I started looking into programs where I could upgrade my skills. So, and then so I had two options. I either had to take uh, a law, an LLB in India, or uh, look for something in the US because I mostly deal with the US clients. So, um, so the US patent law would any day help me to further, deal with these clients. So I thought this was the best option for me. So then when I started looking up for programs in the US, and my man also I was speaking to my manager about me doing my master's, and my manager knew some of the alumni from UNH, and they are his clients. So they're like the in-house counsels of big tech companies, and they were in touch with him. So so he had a good idea about UNH, and that was his suggestion. I did look up some other universities, but I think UNH stood out for its alumni network, which is very important when you're graduating from the school. So uh, that's how I decided to pick UNH. And yes, so in terms of career, I think this course would help me become a patent agent. I think it mentions on the screen that you have diverse career paths, but yeah, I would choose to be a patent agent from after I get my degree. Patent examiners, you could if you have um a citizenship, or if you are from the United States, that's because you will be working in the USPTO, and because it's a government organization, um, I don't think the ones who are not citizens can work there. But of course, you could be an IP consultant or a technology transfer specialist based on your interests. Um, but yeah, for somebody who has an engineering background, uh, it could be chemical engineering, biotechnology, mechanical engineering, or electrical engineering, electronics engineering. I think the right path would be to be a patent agent, and maybe in the future, if you could get a JD program, you could become a patent attorney. So, and then again, this course would give you a good idea of the how the IP works in the big tech companies, and you could be a part of it, providing top-notch services. So yes, that's how. So all of these uh, made me pursue this master's degree.
Sujay, do you think a JD is in your future?
Yes, definitely. Not soon, but not very soon. But I would like to explore more. Uh, Being a patent agent first, and then because as a patent agent, I would still be doing most of the work that a patent attorney does.
Yeah.
Um, Probably if I want to get into litigation, then I would choose a JD program and do that. Yes.
Well, I hope you'll keep us in mind.
Yes.
Um, I just to kind of highlight too, I know I mentioned some of the kind of extracurricular stuff that goes on here that's more academic focused, but there's also just a whole array of student organizations that our students are a part of. I think most of our students join multiple student groups, and if they're not joining the groups as a member, they're still participating in the events. So we have a number of groups that are really IP focused that you can see there. Our Patent Law Forum, Sports and Entertainment Law Society, Student IP Law Association, Master of the Trademarks. And then we have a number of more general kind of interest groups. So we have our Asian Pacific American Law Student Association, Black Law Students Association, Diversity Coalition, some more outdoor and sports clubs, our Student Bar Association, which one of our LLM or master students represents the class in that group, and then a Women's Law Student Association. So this is not a comprehensive list, just a snapshot. Sujay, do you want to talk about any of the groups that you participated in or some of the events that you attended?
Yeah, so first of all, I think you will probably have an event hosted by the Career Service Office, and then you'll see a lot of these student organizations, uh, trying to explain what they are, and then you could go and register with them. And then that's how I became a part of Apalsa, which is like, an organization that tries to celebrate all the Asian festivals. So I could celebrate Holi here. If people are from India, I think they would know the festival, Holi, uh, and again we celebrated some of the Chinese festival, Korean festivals, and also I was a part of the outdoors club. Although I didn't get a chance to go to a lot of them, they did host events like trekking, and I think some of the um, some sports I can't remember, but yeah, they always have something coming up every now and then.
Thank you. I think, and then in addition to kind of those more general events, our student life team does a number of different events kind of specifically intended for our international students each year. So we'll host regular international student seminars, and these have really ranged over the years. Sometimes it gives students an opportunity to share a little bit about their country. And sometimes that's almost like a tourist pitch, or sometimes it's talking about politics or the way the government runs or specific holidays. This year, I know one of them, they did like a fashion show of, students came dressed in traditional clothing from around the world. And then we'll do things here to kind of introduce you to American culture. So in the fall, we like to take students apple picking. We'll carve pumpkins. We will host a Thanksgiving meal for international students. And then you'll see here in some of the pictures that we also go snow tubing, we take students to our main university campus for an ice hockey game. So that's just some examples. And then of course we like to go out for ice cream as well. So we'll take students for ice cream. We're headed next Friday. We started the year with an ice cream downtown at the local ice cream shop, and we'll end the year that way. And then just last weekend, 2 weekends ago, we had a special pancake breakfast at my home, actually, for international students, where our Dean of Career Services was cooking the pancakes. So Sujay, is there any from those kind of events or those seminars, anything that stood out to you the most?
Yes, I think the student seminars were really great because everybody were from different countries, and we got to learn about their countries a little bit and their culture. That was the International Student Seminar. And then, of course, there was Thanksgiving, some of the American things to do. And then we went to the ice hockey. I think ice hockey was one of my favorite. Uh, it was like a really uh, professional setting. Like, although it was the universities playing, like UNH versus probably a team from Boston, uh, the the ice hockey court is really big and it looks really great, like a real one, and that was very thrilling. I think the snow tubing also is my favorite because that was something I've never been. I mean, I've never experienced snow before. I think that was after I came here. So sliding through the snow on the tubes, it was really fun.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so just some quick details about the application process. So students can apply through the Law School Admissions Council or directly through our website. So there's the application form, 2 letters of recommendation, your resume, a personal statement talking to your interest in the program, why you want to pursue this degree, what you hope to get out of it, um, your academic records or your transcripts, and then for students outside the US, we need proof of English language proficiency. So we'll accept either the TOEFL or the IELTS exam, but we will often waive this requirement if students provide proof that their bachelor's degree was taught in English. As I mentioned, the on-campus program has a fall start only. The final deadline to apply to begin this August is June 1st. And then in the online program, the priority deadline is July 1st with the final deadline of August 1st to begin this fall. And then we have a spring start in the online program, and we'll accept applications up until December 15th for students who wish to begin in January. The tuition for the on-campus program is about 42,000 US dollars. In the sorry about that, it's not on campus, it's the online program. It's a per credit rate. So it's approximately 1,310 US dollars per credit. So the total cost for the program is about 40,000 US dollars. You'll see on the next slide here that we do have scholarships available. These scholarships are based on both your academic record, so merit, academic record, professional experience, the quality of your application, and financial need. So these are some of the scholarships we have available for the on-campus program. In the online program, scholarships are typically up to 20% of the cost of tuition. We do have a couple extra scholarships that are more regional or country specific. So for students in India, we have a special scholarship sponsored by an alumni law firm there. And so they offer a $5,000 scholarship each year to one LLM or master's students per IP student. So that requires a separate application. And then for students from kind of Latin American countries, we have a relationship with a SIPI, kind of the IP Association of Latin America, where they host an essay competition. And we each year will award 2 full tuition scholarships to either an LLM in IP or a master's in IP student. So happy to share more about that for anyone who's from those parts of the world. And then I think this is just the final slide here, just my contact information there. If you'd like to get in touch with me, I know Sujay is a great resource as well, and I can certainly make an introduction. Sujay, anything, we'll certainly open it up for any questions, but is there anything else, Sujay, that you would want to add?
Um, yeah, I think I would like to say that it's been a great year, you know, and the time really flies here. 1 year goes in a blink of an eye. Like there's so much to do here. Like there are so many events, and you're always active. You're never idle. And now, again, even in the last few days, I have 3 events coming up.
Mm.
The ice cream socials, and then the champagne party, and then again the party with the uh, admissions office. So even in the last few weeks, there is so much to do. And just before my graduation, I just want to say it was a really great time to be here.
I think it's important for me to note, Sujay, that we don't just party though.
Oh yeah.
I know you were really busy with final exams, but yes, I think there really is a true sense of community here, and students have it. They're able to really balance their studies and the academic reasons that they're here with, just enjoying the experience as well and building relationships, doing some fun activities. But while being able to focus on your study. So it is a nice balance, I think, that students are able to
Yeah,
find.
definitely.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you for joining me today and sharing a little bit about your experience. I'm glad we were able to do this before you leave us. I just want to see if there's any questions. I'll take a minute and we'll just kind of sit tight. You are welcome to, if you want to unmute yourself, or if you prefer to type the question in the chat. What either way is absolutely fine. And if there's no questions, that's fine too. And we are certainly happy to connect with students offline as well. So I'll wait, I'll just stop sharing too. Excellent. Well, Sujay, thank you so much for being here with me today. And thank you for joining us. And please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.